widgets installed, we're ready to thread the ladder tape and knot it off at the ends. So I'm going to start with the 2 cords that are traveling this way. And I'm going to go through the middle screw eye with both of the cords. And then I like to split them off so that the cord that's on the top is the one that's going to travel to the far side, to the end. And the cord that's on the bottom is going to be the cord. Is that what I want to do? Or I want to switch it? No, I'm going to do that. So the cord that's on the bottom is going to be going down the center ladder row. And honestly, I don't know that it matters one way or another. Do one or the other, stay with that. If you think there's an issue sometime with your shade, flip it the reverse way and see if that solves your problem. But I haven't found that it really matters. I just like to stick to a pattern and keep doing it in a consistent way, and that way I can expect the same result with each shade. If you start to change things up with every shade that you do, then you may have mixed results, and you're not going to know how to rectify that. You're not going to know how to fix it. So the purpose of us providing the basic instructions like this for a flat Roman shade, this is a basic shade. You can make modifications from here. But if you can successfully make a flat Roman shade, then you'll be able to troubleshoot when you get to other more advanced shades. So the way I start threading this ladder tape is I just start threading from 3 solid sections above the first tack. So I count up 1, 2, 3, and you're going to take, I did show, we also provide in your kit, every order gets one of these plastic needles that makes it really easy to thread. You don't have to have that needle, but I find it just makes it easier, especially if you have a lot of shades. And you're just gonna, it's like a ladder, so you're gonna weave the cord and the needle sort of in and out, over and under the entire length of that lift. If you end up with an odd number of spaces, you can just skip 2 or skip 1, and it'll be fine. The idea is that the cord and the ladder tape become more of an integral lift cord, even though the lift cord itself will travel through the ladder will actually compress, but it keeps it in a child-safe position where the cord itself cannot be isolated because the ladder tape is fixed between the tack points. So you're going to have more than you need. At this point, I'll cut some of this off. And I'm going to repeat the process for the center cord. You want to be careful not to get a knot. Don't want any knots in your cord. So again, I'm going to go 3 solid sections up from that tack point, and I'm going to start threading, weaving in and out, in and out. Now the last cord. You always want to make sure you're going through the screw eye. And then we're going to weave in and out of the ladder one more time. So once you've threaded everything through, the next thing to do is a hitch knot down at the bottom ring. So I am going to show you a different view so that maybe you can see a close-up of the hitch knot when I do that. If it's not real visible, there's also a really good close-up video. I believe it's on our website. It's also been posted on social, so you can go back through some of those videos and just do a search for a double hitch knot with Centurion Roman Shade, and you'll probably find that. But I'm going to try and show you a close-up. I'm going to move the camera around and show you a close-up of that knot. Okay, I've repositioned the camera so that perhaps you'll be able to see the hitch knot tying in this orientation. And what you might notice is that the top of my shade is now up there. I've clamped it on the side of my table, and I have the mounting board in the perpendicular direction, the way it's going to be when my shade is installed. You can see the widget now it's going to be just under the board as it's mounted. everything is, the fabric is now tight and square to my table. The cords, you can pull them now taut from the widget down to here where the rings are going to be. And you have to remember that when you tie your knot, the ring, you know, it can be down here, it can be in the half position, but when you tie your knot, you want the ring in this upper position because it's going to have tension on it, and the ring, when you pull on it, it's going to naturally fall forward. So when you tie your knot, you don't want to tie your knot with it down here because that's going to create a little bit of slack and maybe some unevenness in the cord length. So it's really important, this system, once you pull that pin, these cords become under pretty strong tension, and you want to have a secure knot down here. If you have a secure knot, your shade is not going to be uneven, it's not going to go out of square, and it won't need an adjustment when you get to the install. So I like to start with the center cord, and I'm going to pull it so it's taut. I'm going to show you, like I said, there's a tutorial on our website for how to do, it's a double half hitch, I guess, is what it's called. It's going to be hard to see because my fingers are always going to be in the way, but we have a close-up video tutorial on our website. And I would encourage you also to look up other YouTube videos where they do tie knots. This is a knot that we like, but if you find that maybe there's another knot that you'd prefer, go ahead and talk to the knot experts, and you could use a different knot. But we found that, I believe it's called a double half hitch. Well, it's a half hitch, but we do it twice, so we call it a double half hitch. So you don't really want to get the ladder tape caught in the knot, so that's why I'm kind of weaving in and out and dancing around. You probably can't see it very well because my fingers are going to be in the way. So I like to leave about this much cord, and because I've just whip stitched this hem down, I take this cord and I tuck it back in the hem. Use the back side of the needle. And I like to just conceal it in there, just in cases. Okay, so that's the center cord. And you can see maybe that the ring is in the up position and the string is fairly taut. So it doesn't have to be super tight, but when you go to tie your other hitch knots, you just want to have the same equal tension on all cords when you start to tie them. So there's the one. I'm going to do this one over here. Like I said, it's going to be hard to see because my fingers are going to be in the way. And I apologize, but go check out our other tutorial, which shows it from sort of straight down, and you definitely will get a better view of how this is tied. And I do encourage you, look up knot tying on YouTube. We also have a little diagram of this hitch knot on our website. So if you're a visual person, you want to see it, I find it helps to both see it tied and to see the diagram. So I always have the diagram like in my room. There's a little bit of slack there, which I might adjust that knot. So now I'm going to do this one at the end, which you probably really won't see this one, but So that's the third, and I'm going to tuck the cord in here. So that's in there. This one here, I'm probably going to adjust. So just so you know, you can undo these knots. They're not forever. You can back it out. And I just want to try and get this one just a similar tension to those. Okay, I feel like those are similar in tension. And that finishes threading the ladder tape and tying off the knots.